Y'all gangsta, one of the best yet.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
I'm nice like that, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel Football Therapy with who? Me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well. Genuinely, wholeheartedly do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea news here on the Football Therapy, where I will tell you about the Chelsea news and I'll react and give you my thoughts, my insight, if there is any insight in this cranium. As always, ask for your comments down below. Today we're reflecting on Enzo Fernandez's best position as a footballer. Congratulations to Argentina for reaching the Copa America final, with Enzo looking really well, really good, and a deep lying playmaker role. Ooh, is that what we can expect for Enzo? Very interested to hear about that. Chelsea restructure continues with an article on the BBC from Naz Kinsella. And we will have a look at the deal sheet from The Athletic. A little update on transfers to get ourselves into all that. Dear sweet friends, you are my dear sweet friend. If you believe that, then drop a like on the video. Join the GOAT gang and subscribe. Should you choose to subscribe to this channel, Football Therapy, which I recommend thoroughly, then you should hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. Oh, alright, mate. Let's get into it. Let's start off with Enzo Fernandez. We do have Enzo squared at Chelsea Football Club. The Italian and the Argentinian. Maresca is off to work. Like I said, he's into it. He's training the players hard. He's doing the shouting, the pointing, the pass commanding, all that malarkey. And getting excited, it's fun. Why not get excited? Like I said recently, allow yourself to be positive. Condition your soul to enjoy life. Football is about celebration, but people channel... Look, if Chelsea start losing 4 games in a row in the season, I'm going to lose my effing mind. I'm a human being. But, you know, you have the opportunity... When you have the choice, should I be a knobhead about this, or should I think, you know what? We're Chelsea. We play at Stamford Bridge. We will become whole again. You can make me whole again. Look, man, Enzo Fernandez played yesterday for Argentina in the semi-final of the Copa America, I believe, against Jesse Marsh's Canada. Oh, Canada. However that goes. And yes, 2-0 win. A strong performance for Lionel Messi and Enzo Fernandez. And I think Julian Alvarez scored maybe as well. 2-0 win. Enzo Fernandez had a really good game. This is from the European Lad, a Twitter account. It's just a good way to break down how he played from an external neutral, not a Chelsea fan, and not a hater either. He said he's having a really good game. This role is similar to his in the World Cup. Suits him much better than the roles in previous games. Of course, we saw him come into the World Cup and play in that sort of the deepest role in midfield and kind of be that quarterback. I'm not going to say so much like a regista, like a Jorginho role. Jorginho deserves respect. I know he's not the most favourite player for Chelsea, but he's a good guy, Jorginho, and he's a very specialist player, and he's had a great career ultimately. I mean, he won big trophies at Chelsea, you know, nearly won Scudetto at Napoli, and Arsenal. He's playing in a high-level team, being utilised. He's into his 30s now, so he's being rotated. He's a good career. Deserves respect. But I think Enzo's got more star quality than Jorginho. I mean, the price tag would dictate that, and the fact that he's won the World Cup would dictate that. And it's 1 game away from winning the Copa America, which is like, you know, South America's equivalent to the Euros, I guess. Big achievement. Both quite lightweight. I'm not lightweight. Enzo's not lightweight, but both quite immobile. Like Enzo's not fast. Jorginho's certainly not fast. Enzo's not lightweight. That's the wrong term, because he's quite hard. He's South American. Do you know what I mean? Like, so lightweight's not the word for him. But he's not gonna be like being a really effective CDM, as in the same way Jorginho wasn't in that sense. But Jorginho was very metronomic, like, you know, receive, give in terms of the ball very quickly. I mean, Enzo can do that, but Enzo will move a bit more, but he's also, I think he's just got way better creative passing ability than Jorginho. Obviously got an assist for the GOAT, Lionel Messi, don't at me. And Yeah. And this is clearly his better position. This is how he won the World Cup. This is how he's played well and got to the Copa final now in this game. And I think we've already speculated that he will play the deepest role in Enzo Maresca's system before. And then, you know, it would actually see the likes of Caicedo ahead of him. Be very interesting to see that. And, yeah, man, let me know what you think about Enzo Fernandez playing under Maresca. Very exciting indeed. Now, we've got plenty to get through, so let's move on. So, in the great restructure at Chelsea, what's going on? Well, firstly, I'm just going to read this article from Nizar Kinsella. He speaks about little things. He reflects how Bild in Germany have linked Karim Adeyemi to Chelsea. Of course, we spoke about that in yesterday's video. It's worth mentioning the mood test on social media isn't so great. I've seen a friend of mine, Alex Goldberg, go on a warpath against this potential signing. I just need to sneeze, one sec. Woof. Yeah, I'm back. So yeah, Adeyemi's not really been... I mean, I got a bunch of you people in my comment section, you people, were like, yeah, you dig it. Fair enough. I think... He's not... I don't know. I understand why people aren't totally excited. I think his best trait is he's very fast. And we've had many fast players at Chelsea. Many people are thinking like Timo Werner and Mudryk to a degree, though I do think Mudryk's got more in his locker. We just haven't seen it yet. Will we ever see it? I don't know. Okay, of course, there's been interest in Nico Williams as well. Too much money. But let's listen or read about this restructure. Chelsea have completed a restructure to help improve their recent poor injury record. Hallelujah! Appointing Craig Roberts. Save us, Craig! I have no idea who Craig is, but can he save us? As the club's new head of performance. Right. Roberts arrives after spells with the FA, Bournemouth, and the South African rugby team, replacing Dimitrios, I'm going to try this, Kalogianidis. Put some swang in it, man. Who left Chelsea in January after 14 years. Wow, I feel like some guy who was at Chelsea for 14 years, I should be able to, you know, say his name, even if it is a really hard, presumably Greek long name with far too many syllables. We move. Part of the widespread change behind the scenes in the medical department at Stamford Bridge, the South African is part of a multi-pronged department led by Director of Performance Bryce Kavanagh, who joined last year, who's apparently very well respected now in the Chelsea setup. Head of Performance Sciences, Nick Chad. What a name, Nick Chad. He feels like he should be a drummer in like a band in the 90s. Nick Chad. Lead Performance Therapist, Marion Jones. Head of Performance Insights, Richard Ackenhead, PhD. And Dr. Steve Lewis complete the high-level department under Kavanagh's control. In turn, they are led by co-sporting directors Paul Winstanley and Lauren Stewart and Enzo Maresca's staff, particularly his fitness coach, Marcus Alvarez. A whole restructure. The Blues have acknowledged previously that there have been upheaval in this area, but believe their new structure will ultimately improve the club's poor injury record. Well, it can't get worse! It would be very hard to only just improve it a bit. You could bring in like your local pub team's medical doctor, who's probably just some geezer down the bar who's did some physio in the college, and we'd have a better injury record. It was record-breakingly bad, guys. I cannot stress this enough. It was, I want to swear, but I try not to swear on this channel, so pick your own swear word or swear term and insert it there. So that's I hope it will improve the record, which has been ongoing since the final year of the Abramovich ownership and continued into the Bowley and Clearlake Capital era. Chelsea suffered the most injuries last season. Yes, it was horrible. Wipe it from my mind. Now, before we jump over to the deal sheet on The Athletic, there is a segment here as well from Naz talking about striker options. So let's read that. Chelsea have been monitoring through the transfer window at a rapid pace, signing multiple players as they await further options from manager Enzo Maresca. The focus in the last few weeks has been on signing young players for long-term deals with a potential of making impact in the future. Also, pause just to say, it's not been that exciting with the names coming in, but I do think we've got a very good squad. And if the injured players are no longer injured, you know, like Fofana, Lavia, and Kunku, those three, and Reece James, those four alone, Chile as well, 5 that we already have, if they're regular available, we're infinitely better. And then obviously these sort of lower profile potential players coming in, we actually get a really good squad that can cope with the mighty demands of the elite competition of the Conference League. Atlanta left back Caleb Widley, 19 years old. It's closing in on an £8.5 million move to Chelsea. Of course, he's expected to go to Strasbourg, though, so not really relevant for the moment. Boca Juniors centre-back Aaron Anselmino, also 19, is expected to follow. Of course, he's going to be loaned back to Boca for at least 6 months. So, in that sense, not relevant. And, of course, Basel midfielder Renato Vega, who's 20, so still very young, will conduct a medical in London on Wednesday. Hey, that's today. Before completing a £11.5 million move, I understand. Vega is one of many players to be evaluated by Maresca, who wants to give everybody a chance before making decisions on transfers in and out. Also with Enzo Maresca, he managed a championship side, so even someone like Vega, who we like, you go, only 11.5 million, or like Gu, who's only 5 million, he'll look at that as like significant investments in players that could make his team better to operate at Premier League level. So he won't be prejudiced in terms of transfer fee. The new Blues manager begun pre-season training, of course, a couple of days ago now, and wants a look at his striking options with, of course, Jackson, Nkunku, and Gu already on the books. And that's obviously pushing away the fact of the other guys, you know, Datro, Vavana, Bruya, and the others. Yeah, so the performance and fitness levels in pre-season will dictate whether if Chelsea sign another striker. I like how we're not just panic signing a player, you know? Let me know what you think on that down below. Do you think we've got enough in the striker department? Let's just say, for theory, if Nkunku can play down the middle, and he's happy to, if he's like, yes, coach, I'll play there. I will play there happily, and he looks good. Are we cool? And, like, Gu hangs around. There's obviously talks about him maybe going to Sevilla on loan. I'm not so sure about that. I thought he was coming to Chelsea to play in the first team. He's getting first team money, so maybe he just he's got the bag at Chelsea, and if he goes on loan to Sevilla, he might get loads more minutes than Chelsea, and he can spend a year sort of learning English on the side, maybe. I don't know, maybe. We're going to read this deal sheet now from The Athletic. So, the Chelsea segment on The Athletic deal sheet. What happened this week? Of course, we reached an agreement for the Portugal under-20 Renato Vega. £11.8 million, actually, which would make him the club's 5th signing of the summer. He's a 20-year-old. He's flown to London for his medical, as we've just stated, and he will be given a chance at pre-season. His transfer will be formally announced soon. Sporting Lisbon, the club he left to join Basel, will get 10% of the final fee. Meh. That is not the only potential arrival. Of course, we've spoken about Aaron Anselmino and Caleb Wiley, but not to be joining up with, you know, the Chelsea team straight away, at least. Of course, in terms of outgoings, Michael Golding is signed for Leicester City in a deal worth £5 million. The young, promising academy midfielder is now a Fox. So, why did Chelsea sign Vega? Well, this is a question, I guess, that many people have asked. Targeted by Chelsea's recruitment team, in part because of the sustainability for Maresca's system, Vega is tall. He's 6'3", 190 centimeters as well, for the other people out there who measure differently. He's a technically adapted left-sided defender capable of playing left-back, centre-back, and notably defensive midfield. Of course, Maresca wants these fullbacks who can invert into midfield, and when Chelsea have possession, and Vega, along with Marc Cucurella, is viewed being able to perform that role. What about Chile? Of course, Chilwell's been linked, ladies and gentlemen. This is me, not The Athletic talking now. Heavily linked to Manchester United. Christopher Vivell, I believe the guy who gave Chile a new contract at Chelsea. He's at Man United now on a short-term basis, I believe, to just help them out for a bit. Look, Chilwell's a good player. I know he catches a lot of heat and is fashionable online to have a go at him, but people hate on all sorts of players, don't they? But he's a great player, Chilwell. I'll be sad to lose him, and he makes Man United better. And actually, if Man United have a fully fit Luke Shaw and Ben Chilwell, they are stocked, bro. But yeah, would Chile want to go there? I mean, he'd obviously get the bag, and he gets to, and Mason Mount's like his best friend, so there is that. He can hang out with him, and you know, it's still Man United. They're the biggest club in England. I know people have a difficulty accepting that these days, but it's true. There is some pull there. Yeah, so he wants this kind of player, Maresca, these kind of profiles of left back that can be a midfielder. He's perfect in that sense, doesn't he? So Chelsea pursued this deal for Vega quietly in the background while repeatedly being linked with the Bologna Italy international defender Riccardo Calafiori, of course, looking like he's going to Arsenal. But they regard Vega as a younger and cheaper option as a much better value proposition. Yeah, good. Nothing wrong with good value. Even if they think he's not quite as good just yet, they probably think he could be as good or nearly as good, but he's a lot cheaper. It is not decided if Vega will have an immediate first-team role. Maresca, of course, will work with him in pre-season and have a look and see if he needs a loan or not. And, of course, we've signed Kiernan Dewsbury Hall from Leicester, 30 million quid. And he is, of course, going to be integrated into the first team immediately. So, a little update here. What players are we looking at? Chelsea is still looking to strengthen left winger, hence the talks with Karim Adeyemi. But we're not in any rush because we're fine with PSR rules. We don't need to buy or sell or anything and stuff like that. Nico Williams is the highest profile option to upgrade. Chelsea, however, are aware not only the club interested, basically Barcelona and other clubs are looking at him, and he will cost a lot of money. Maresca's squad is reasonably well stocked up front. You got Jackson, Gue. It says Washington as well. I don't think Washington. I think he'll be loaned, and you know, Bruyere and Datro Fofana will be sold personally. Or Datro could be loaned as well, you could say. And Nkunku is also capable of playing as a 9, but Chelsea are looking potentially at a striker. It's underlined by the earlier inquiry, and this did happen. This is legitimate, being reported by The Athletic here. Chelsea made an inquiry about Isak of Newcastle. Of course, he would cost a lot of money, and they have looked at John Duran, Jonathan David, Samu Amoradurin, other players. And Chelsea also don't feel like they need a midfielder. Even if Conor Gallagher leaves, they feel that they're stocked in midfield, which is great because, you know, you still have the option to keep one of Cassidy and Carney. You know, you could loan one or both of them, and we do have lots of other midfielders now, especially now Kiernan Dewsbury Hall is in. I think we are stocked. And Lavia being fit is massive. We're good for midfielders, I think. I think depending on whether Connor leaves or stays, that would dictate if we, loan an extra player out, essentially. But we're stocked. So Chelsea are highly motivated to get rid of Lukaku. Funny that. And Kepa, yep. Malang Sarr. Oh, you got to feel bad for Malang Sarr. And of course the likes of all the youngsters. Pure Profits, the Obrojas and Chalabars. But Datro Fofanas and Cassidays, like I said, they could be loaned. Alfie Gilchrist is probably going to get a loan to the Championship. And he's being linked heavily to City and New Boys Como, which of course Cesc Fabregas is the assistant coach at. Very exciting. That would be vibes. I'd love to see Gilchrist go there. Chelsea do not want to sell Alex Matos, the attacking midfielder, and will look to send him on a season-long loan. Similarly, Leo Cassidy is subject of a season-long loan as well, but probably not valued quite as highly as Matos by the club, man. Alright, that's a very extensive update with everything going on with Chelsea Football Club at the moment. Of course, stories could break at any time, and a strong player link could come out of it somewhere, like, you know, with Vega. So do keep it locked here, because I'll try and react as quick as possible and upload if a big story breaks. Thank you for liking, subscribing. Thank you for hitting the bell if you choose to subscribe, so you get notified. And with the transfer window, you do want to be notified quickly when things happen, because things move so quickly. Alright, mate, thanks for joining me. I hope to see you back here. Peace.